video, you're going to learn all about the ASEA business. And I've done an interview with one of the gentlemen that has won Business Builder of the Year. He has also been voted Mentor of the Year. He has been working in this business since 2011 and has a great perspective on the industry of network marketing as a whole, why ASEA is doing it the right way, and what it means to be involved with this business. He's given some great tips. I hope you enjoy this as much as I enjoy him. He has been one of my personal mentors and leaders in this business. So I can't wait for you to meet Dr. David Silverman. So David, thank you so much for being here this morning.
I love being here, Danielle. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So can you just share a little bit of your background with everybody before we get started?
Sure. Well, I'm 63 years old and I feel like I'm 30, number one. I'm married to Wendy, my wife, for 35 years. We got 3 grown kids and grew up in the Washington, D.C. area. That's where I practiced podiatry and foot surgery. I was board certified in foot surgery, foot orthopedics. I own my own practice and my own surgery center. I don't do that anymore. Live now, we're residents of Florida, lived down in Florida more than half the years. We kept our home in Maryland, so we go up there when it gets hot down here. But that's my professional career, was podiatry and foot surgery.
Wonderful. And then how did ASEA intersect with your world?
ASEA intersected December 2010. A friend of mine called me and kind of nervously brought me this and said, look, you need to know about this. I love you. She had no idea if I was going to reject it, thinking it sounded too good to be true. She told me what it did with her mother, with her joint problems and breathing problems. And I saw her skin problem was gone. So I knew it did something. But the only reason I really looked at it, you know, it has anti-aging benefits, which is great. It's a breakthrough. But my dad had just been diagnosed with something horrible. So I investigated it really strictly for the product aspect of this, not the business aspect. She told me she was involved with the business. I said, good for you. I'm not getting involved in multi-level marketing. And she said, I'm not going to try to convince you, but this is a biotech company that developed a massive breakthrough that almost got snatched up by a pharmaceutical company who would have buried it. But it's not what you think, David. This is not Amway or whatever. And I had had bad experience in network marketing before, not Amway, but something else. So I was never going to do it again. But my dad was the only reason I really looked into it and investigated just the product, not the opportunity. And briefly, what happened was amazing things. Is it the reason my dad lived another 13 years? He just passed about 2 months, almost 2 months ago. He just passed. But, you know, is that the reason he lived 13 years more? I don't know. But I saw incredible things happen with my father. So I referred people to my friend Debbie, who's involved in the business. I said, you know, go to Debbie. You got blood sugar problems, go. You got breathing problems, go. Sleeping problems, go. Libido problems, anything that gets kind of worse as we get older, because that's this product. I know we're not talking about the product here, but it helps your body rejuvenate itself. So if your body is actually younger, your cells are younger, you're younger. But they all kept coming back to me over weeks and months saying, thank you, David, this is incredible. This stuff is incredible. And they didn't have the gel then, because now anybody that wants to know if it's real can know in 10 minutes. Anybody that says, I'm evaluating this as a business, I have to know if it's real. This could take a day. It could take 90 days. This 10 minutes, anybody who wants to know, it's like, okay, show me the compensation plan. This works. They didn't have that then. But all these people kept coming back to me over weeks and months through 2011 saying, thank you. So I got on a plane. I went out to meet the people who started the company and evaluate them, which I should have done years ago with the first company I did that I quit. I wanted to evaluate them as people, integrity. And I toured the FDA registered production facility. And there was a time we were sitting around the table and we were all crying, the CEO, the founders, and we all had tears in our eyes because they knew what we had. I was just discovering it for the first time. And I said, I'm in. I'm going to build a business with you people. I'm going to help you bring this to the world. That's how I got started.
You never know what's going on in somebody's life. I just love your story because, you know, your friend reached out having no idea what was going on with your dad. And we can't assume, right? We have no idea what's happening in someone's health life or like their finances. But it's a big step. So someone that was a doctor, still is a doctor, but to go from having a surgery center, having a practice, and a profession that I think is very esteemed, right, in our culture, to becoming a network marketing professional, working with a network marketing company and network marketing product, which I would say the masses really kind of view as not very professional, a lot of like sleazy people. Like this is kind of the perception of it. So it feels like going from here to here. Talk to me about how you made that decision. Like, why would you give up something that you had spent a lot of money for, gotten a lot of schooling for, had a very solid practice for something like this?
Because it's better. So I loved what I did. And everybody has their jobs in life. 70% of people don't really love what they do, right? They just do it for money and benefits, right? Money and benefits, money and benefits, because we have to live. 30% of people really do like what they do, but they're not paid what they're worth. So they're working hard as a teacher or a nurse or making a difference, whatever it is they're doing, and they're just not paid what they're worth. And very few people are. And so I got into medicine because I wanted to help people. The human body fascinated me, and I wanted to run my own ship. I'm psychologically unemployable. I don't like working for anybody. I don't want anybody telling me, "Oh, you're hired." I don't want anybody telling me how much I can make, or can I take a vacation? Can I go to the bathroom? I hate that. That's not me. I can't stand it. So owning my own practice, being a doctor, I was helping people, running my own ship. I control my destiny, right? All of that. But I ran out of time. And there was a lot of stress. I mean, when you trade time for money, and you work on a linear scale like that, I would do surgeries or I would see patients in the office. I'd wait for my insurance payments that would come in, right? But if I took a week off or 2 weeks off, excuse me, the money was still coming in from the weeks just before that. But then there would be a gap where no money was coming in at all because I wasn't there to make money. It all depended on me. And that gave me no time freedom. And insurance companies, for doctors that listen to this, insurance companies disrespect us. They make a lot of money, and we get kind of screwed on it, and managed care and so forth. And I thought, if I'm putting my time, heart, and soul into this to helping people, I should be rewarded better than I was. Not that I'm greedy, but number one, I didn't want the hassles of fighting with insurance companies because I was one of the good guys. Like, I never got sued, never was sued in my life. I'm the guy that I was board certified in surgery, but I try to avoid surgery for people. But a lot of doctors want to cut because you make a lot of money cutting. It's like, that's not the right thing to do. I treated people the way I treated my mother. If my mother came in, which she had, I would treat my patients like that. Like, would I do that to my mom? So I was one of the good guys. So quite frankly, I got pissed. I'm like, I'm working hard. I'm doing good. And I don't have a life. I'm working all the time, getting less and less. So network marketing, that's what first attracted to me many years ago. And at first I loved it. Then I started seeing that there was, like you say, a lot of sleazy people involved, a lot of exaggeration, a lot of lying, a lot of BS. And quite frankly, I said, I'm not doing this. So when this was brought to me, ASEA, I said, I'm not doing that. I thought I knew. So I used to say, I love network marketing. It's a better way. And then I learned that's not really true. I love network marketing when it's done right, with good people. So for me, why? I make a lot more money than I did as a doctor. I have complete time freedom. I play golf every day. I live in Florida half the year. I live in Maryland. I can travel whenever I want. I have money freedom and I have time freedom, and I'm rewarded in hugs and love every day because I told people about this gift, who told people, who told people, who told people. And if I want to work, I work. If I don't want to work, I don't work. I can't tell you. And if someone's listening to this and they have this, how incredible it is. Residual income, having money come when you're working or you're not working, because it gives you freedom. The money gives you choices on things to buy, but the time freedom gives you choices on what you do with your one and only life. I'm 63 years old. What's today? Monday. I'd be in my office right now. And what am I doing? I'm doing an interview with you. I'm gonna go get some dog food, and I'm gonna play golf this afternoon. It's like why would I? Because it's a better way, and I'm very, very proud to be part of this company.
Well, talk to me about that, because as you said, like you had, as you said, kicked a lot of frogs, right? Before you found the prince, you had had aligned with companies in the past that didn't do network marketing, as you say, the right way. So how does someone know? Like, what should someone that's, looking at or shopping for or trying to figure out, all right, I want to do something, I want to have a side income. Network marketing seems to be a good vehicle. It matches a lot of that, but there's good, bad, and ugly. So how do you find the good? What should someone look for in a good company?
You got to do a good due diligence. And you said I kissed a lot of frogs before I kissed my prince. No, it was a princess. This is my princess, just so you know. You have to investigate. So if someone is investigating this as an opportunity, number one, you have to believe in the product, right? So we guide people on how to prove it to themselves real quickly. The fastest way is you take the gel version of the drink and you find 10 people who are hurting. They have something in their body that hurts them, like their neck, their back, their knee. And you say, well, wait a minute, this is marketed for anti-aging. It's for wrinkles. Yes, it is. But this is not classified as a drug. So we can't make medical claims about this, but anybody can validate it quickly. So you get a 30-day money back guarantee. You take the gel, you find 10 people who are hurting. And you don't ask them for 30 days. You ask them for 10 minutes. 10 people for 10 minutes. So if you have them all in one room, it's a 10-minute test on 10 people. If it's individuals, it's 10 people times 10 minutes. That's 100 minutes. It's an hour and a half. And what do? You have them rate their discomfort level on a scale of 1 to 10. They shake up the gel, which is made from saline. I know we're not talking about what it is right now, but it is literally made from salt and water and has rearranged molecules called redox molecules. There's no smell. There's no greasiness. It's marketed for anti-aging. I'm putting it all over my face. But these 10 test subjects, they're going to validate this opportunity. The product, at least, is they put it on the area for the neck 3 times in the first 5 minutes. So they put it on, it dries, put it on, it dries, put it on, it dries. At 10 minutes, ask those 10 people how they feel. Watch what happens to 9 out of 10 on average. Maybe 10 out of 10, maybe 20 out of 20. Watch what happens to almost everybody. And you realize, okay, it's real. Because salt and water doesn't do that. What is this? Okay. So you investigate the product, you investigate this, you try all the products, but the first thing, really do that on 10 people. Then, okay, so to really believe, to put your heart and soul into something on a part-time basis, as most people do, they start, like put 10 hours a week into this thing. If it's worth your time, you got to believe in certain things. You got to believe in the product. You got to believe in the company. You got to believe in network marketing as a legitimate business model, which it is. It's just taking money that would go to advertising instead of advertiser goes to us, right? And you have to believe in yourself. So number one, the product. 2, the company. The way you believe in the company is you get on Zooms where the company is speaking. You do some research on the company, and you go to events where the company is. Right. So if it's a convention, if it's a regional event, if it's a special day they have at corporate, go there. In fact, I'm going to one. I got a 7 a.m. flight tomorrow. There's 35 people coming who are very excited to evaluate this company and the people. Right. Because you got to believe in the people. When I owned my practice, I was in charge of everything, the ethics, the integrity, everything started with me. If I was unethical, I'd have an unethical practice, right? Morals, everything started with me. Well, here I'm not an employee. I'm an independent consultant with this company, independent associate, but I don't run the company. I have to trust them to make the right decisions, to make decisions based on principle and purpose, not on ego and economics. And there you need to meet these people, because then you have solid belief in the people, right? You got belief in the product, belief in the people. Then network marketing. If you don't believe in network marketing, you don't understand it, you got to read some books. You got to read some books about it, about what it really is. Right. People say, until I knew what network marketing was, all I was taught, stay away from it. It's a pyramid scheme. The people at the top make all the money. Well, this isn't a pyramid scheme. This is fair compensation. I make more money than the person that brought this to me. Right. I'm below her. Why? Because I built a better business. She makes a lot of money, but I make more. And it's very fair. So you have to believe in it. So you read books on network marketing. Not people's opinions. Look at what it is and say, these people that complain about stuff, they're living their lives. 70% of them are just stuck in this treadmill, earning money or doing something they don't love for money and benefits. And then believe in yourself is really, if you believe in yourself, I did, If you don't, because people have beaten you down, maybe you had parents that told you you're worthless, or a coach said something, we have this mental garbage in our head. It's personal development, and network marketing is beautiful for that, because there's a whole segment for that. I'll give you an example. I used to be scared to speak in public. I would sweat, horrible smelling sweat. I'd have gurgling. I'd have to go to the bathroom afterwards. I felt like I couldn't speak. Well, I started doing this. I wasn't good at it at the beginning, but I would have gone through my whole life being nervous to speak at funerals, at weddings, and birthday parties, whatever. I wouldn't have been able to speak in public because I was always scared to do that. I'm not anymore. That's one example of something that this industry did for me. So I love this industry, but you look, 90% of network marketing companies that start don't make it to their 5th year. They're gone. So you need to evaluate the people, the company, the ethics, all of it. And if it's a good fit, then engage. If it's not a good fit, then just enjoy the product, because everybody wants to live younger, longer.
It's the truth. And just so people know, how long has ASEA been around, I guess, at the filming of this interview?
Well, they turned down the offer from the pharmaceutical company to buy the technology and the patents and the intellectual property. That's the other part of it, sustainability. It's patented intellectual property. It's not reverse engineerable. We own this. We own this, and this. And so they turned down the offer in 2007. And the founder of the company, by the way, there are 2 founders, Vertus and Tyler Norton. Vertus was in charge of international strategy of a pretty big company, $36 billion a year company. He was in charge of international strategy. He's the one that turned down, and his son, the offer from the pharmaceutical company to buy this, and decided to go word of mouth marketing with it, because it takes a story. People share their story. They share their story and say, hey, go put this on 10 people that are hurting. But the company launched in 2009. And then they opened in the US and Canada, then soon thereafter. Then they went to Europe, and now they're in Asia. They're in 7 Asian markets, and other markets, about the 8th Asian market's about to open first quarter of 24. And they've done, I think, close to 1.3 billion in sales. They have 20 global distribution centers around the world. It's produced in an FDA registered production facility, FDA audited production facility. It's certified kosher, certified halal, gluten and dairy free, very low sodium, hardly any more sodium in a glass of milk. So that's been the history of the company. They have no debt. They're privately owned. There's no venture capital. They control their destiny. They control their decisions. They control the ethics. They're not owing anybody money. They don't have to do what a bank says. You know, we're building this the right way.
Yeah. And I mean, you've made it sound wonderful, so I have to ask you, right? Nothing's perfect. Truthfully speaking, what do you observe? Like, for someone that's wanting to get involved, what's the downside, or what's the hard part?
Well, honestly, the hard part is that we're dealing with a breakthrough, right? Mm-hmm. And once you've put the gel on 10 people that are hurting, you know, there's something significant here. And you go online, people Google, and it says, oh, it's salt water, it's a scam. You've got to deal with that. You've got to deal with people that you're going to bring this. The idea to make money is you share this with people. You're going to find people who just want the product as a customer. Every time they order product, you make money. Every single time they order product, you make money forever. Some of them are going to say, I want a better life. They become associates. They share it with people. They share it with people. They share it with people. But this ripple effect goes out. You get paid on all of that, which is incredible. But we're dealing with something ahead of the curve. Right? You put the gel on 10 people that are hurting, and you know that it works because you saw what happened 9 out of 10. And then you go to share with somebody and they Google and say, oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. It's like if that person took the gel and put it on 10 people that are hurting, they'd say, Jesus, this stuff really works. This is amazing. But a lot of people won't do that. The hard part is telling people that you really care about. You know, you meet somebody at a cafe or on the elevator, you don't know who he or she is. You meet them, you form a relationship, you bring it up, it's fine. But when you bring it to your mother or your brother or your sister who's got diabetes, and you're like, you need to know about this. And she looks and says, no, thanks. Oh, David's doing some silly thing. You know, it hurts your feelings. So you got to realize you're going to get your feelings hurt a little bit until you realize you're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm going to do the best that I can do to educate you about this. And if not, it's fine. You're not ready for it. You'll go find somebody else. But it's the people you love that don't listen and you care about, because you feel like we have a relationship. I trust you, you trust me. You bring them something and they don't trust you enough to test this, to investigate this, to come to a Zoom, to investigate it properly, and even just try it with a money back guarantee. And just even if, and it hurts your feelings, like, I don't have it, it illuminates your relationships.
Yes.
They don't trust me the way I trust them. And that hurts a little bit. So be prepared. If you want the freedom and you want the benefits of residual income, you're going to get some arrows in your back. There are people that are going to say, hey, you're a whack, whatever. I just realized that one day they'll be on the product. They're either going to get on it through me or through somebody else. That's why I wanted to build a big network. So if they're going to get on it one day, they get on they're in my network anyway. I want to help them because I love them. But would I like to get paid every time they get the product? I absolutely would. But I just don't get hung up on people that are negative.
Yeah, it's kind of between the ears, right? I mean, you have to learn how to manage your own mind and lead yourself through those difficult times, and they're inevitable. But I think that's the beauty of, as you spoke about, like, it's getting uncomfortable, learning to speak on stage, learning to have conversations that maybe you wouldn't usually have, and it makes you become more confident, become more self-aware, and turns you into the strongest version of you, I would say. I mean, that's the beauty, is like who you become in the process.
Well, you mentioned something. The other hard part is this discipline.
Yeah.
Right. Because when you are an employee, your boss is giving you assignments, you know what you're supposed to do. And if you don't do it, you're going to get fired. Right. Here, there's no one to tell you what to do when you're an entrepreneur. So nobody told me what to do in my practice. I did it or I didn't. I mean, no one's going to fire me. I just go out of business. When you're an entrepreneur, you have to be disciplined. And so no one's telling you what to do. It's upon you to be motivated to do what you need to do consistently. You're not doing it full time. You can do it. You can do this business part-time, do full-time. You can do it part-time, full-time, but you can't do it sometime, right? You got to be some consistency, 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week, whatever you want to do, how fast you want to get to your goal. But it's knowing what your goal is. What motivates the entrepreneur is, what do I really want? Mm-hmm. Not, oh, I don't want to be fired, so I'll do it. What do I really, really want? What stress do I want to get rid of? And what joys do I want in my life? And you have to lock into that and keep that in front of you and realize there's no boss to make you do what you've got to do, to make you do those phone calls, to make you do the follow-ups and so forth. You've got to do it. Is it worth it? Depends how badly you want to change your life.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. And I think you really hit the nail on the head with that. So in wrapping up, any final thoughts? What advice would you give somebody that's looking to get started? Maybe it's one of the books that you read about the industry, or anything that you'd like to share with someone that's looking at this and going, all right, I think so. Tell me what to do. Where should I begin?
I would begin, number one, by plugging into some of the live Zooms. And if the Zooms happen to have Q&A on there, just come with your questions or develop them during the presentation. Some presentations are more on products, some are more on business. That's a really good place to start. And get the resources. Get the resources. And you're thinking, gee, I have a cousin that has this issue. Where can I find information on that? Just start plugging in is the most important thing. Right. There are different teams in this ASEA around the world. And you have created an incredible team, Danielle. I mean, you're a leader of an amazing team. They should just ask you what's next. Bottom line is, at some point you order the product either as a customer or as an associate, money back guarantee for a month, and you do the test. And I say, you'll guide them on how long it takes for this, how to know that this is working. They have other products, incredible products. You just shot a video that I'm using for everybody because it just went through in 15 minutes, all the products. Put the gel on 10 people, believe in the product, plug into the Zooms, start building belief. But it's the product that gets people excited. I mean, the potential of making money is great. That's exciting. But what's exciting is seeing it work. And you're like, holy God, this is real. I know about something before everybody else. I have this incredible support team. I've got Danielle Matthews. I've got David Silver. I got these people to support me. I'm not alone. I'm in business for myself, but not by myself. And some people come in and say, I'm going to do better than you. Well, a guy came in Hungary like 3 years ago. He's at the same level I'm at already. I mean, people can move as fast as they want. But you say the number one thing is just talk to Danielle. What do you do to start investigating this so you build belief yourself? You're not being convinced to do anything.
Absolutely. We've got a system in place, right? Systems, mentorship, coaching. It's absolutely incredible to be able to start a side business and be shown what to do and how to do it. So I thank you because you've been a mentor along the way for me, and I'm incredibly grateful for your leadership. And guys, if you've made it this far in the video, I would say something's resonating. So my phone number will be in the description. Just reach out. Happy to do a consult with you. Happy to see if this is something that aligns with you, and if you'd like to work with me. So thank you so much, David, for coming.
Thanks, Danielle. Keep rocking, babe.